Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for stopping in today. So today we're here in the backcountry, aka my backyard, and we've got the Ozark Trail 7-person teepee set up again. And it's what we're doing today is we're going to try to stop some of this leaking issues that we had when we did our original testing. We're going to use this today. See if I can get it there. This is from Gear Aid. It's a seam sealer, and it comes with this little brush. So we are going to try to stop some of these leaks. I'm also going to use this. So all this is a top off a water bottle, because I could just foresee me trying to get this on a brush and from about here to here covered with seam sealer. So we're going to try to use this for a little bowl, so I can take it, put some in it, take it around with me, and we're going to seam seal. But I want to show you what we're going to try to do real quick. So if you remember, on the inside there's toggles to hold this window up. You zip it up, and then there's a toggle right here. Every place there's a toggle or a loop sewn into this seam, it leaked. Almost every single place. And I'm going to go ahead, now I didn't see leaking on these, but we're going to go ahead and seal them anyway. And we had a lot of water down here on the bottom of this door, and I'm going to try to hit this. Miraculously, there were no leaks in the top. But after we get done seam sealing this and let it dry, I have some tent waterproof spray, and we're going to spray this entire tent. So I got to get started. Let's do it. So quite honestly, I've never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know the tent leaks. And we're going to try to stop it. And I can see my cat method is not going to work quite right. It's not going to work as good as I thought, because it just doesn't hold enough. So we're getting out the tube. And here's where the mess begins. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. Not going to work. That is a disaster. Pure comedic gold right here. I know one person that'll never leak again. I've got enough seam sealer on my hands already to ensure that I will never leak. I don't know how far the seam sealer is going to go, so we're going to hit all the hot spots first. Oh man. Yep, it's going to be a chore. Well, that was interesting. I don't know what's better sealed, the tent or myself. I got silicone. I tell you what, chainsaw gas takes it right off. But I didn't get everything sealed. It would probably take 2 of those bottles if I wanted to do every seam. But every seam is not leaking. It's mainly just where it's been double stitched whenever there's a toggle or a flap. So anywhere there was a flap, I seam sealed. Toggles. That toggle's probably stuck to the tent. It's got the seam sealer all over it. I did do this whole seam right here because of all the different stitching in here. More toggles. I went all the way around. Now the instructions are to, oh, and I did, where that water was, I don't know if it was coming in this corner or not. I just used up the last of it right there in that corner. So we're gonna let this dry. It says for about 3 hours. And then we're gonna go into the next step. We'll be back with you shortly. So we're back. We gave it, it said 2 to 3 hours. It's been right at 2 hours. It's still just a touch tacky, but we're just gonna consider it dry and we're just gonna plow on through. Because this is seam sealing by dummies. Anybody can do this. I've never seam sealed any tent before. Really, it's just put the stuff on there. Just put it on there. Try not to get it all over your hair and stuff like that, and you're good. Our next step is we are going to put on this Scotch Guard. And I bought it because it says ultimate protection against the elements, repels rain and snow. So why not, right? So it says we're not supposed to drench this tent, but it's a pretty large tent. I've got several of these cans. It came in a case of 4. So we're not going to try to save pennies here. We're going to Scotch Guard this tent. I mean, the weatherproofing may cost about the half of the price of the tent at this point, and that's okay. I want to use this tent. It's a cool tent, but we can't put it out in the elements like it is. So here we go. Let's do the Scotch Guard. The instructions are to shake well, which I've done. The hardest part's going to be getting up here to the top. It is 7 feet tall and I can't exactly get close to it. So I'm going to try to get my big clod hoppers right up underneath the edge of the tent so I can get a little closer. And here we go. I want to hit these seams really well. Even though I just sealed that one, I want to hit it again. So far. Yeah, that might be a little overkill, but oh well. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to hit all the white part first. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to hammer this green bottom here. I want to make sure I don't have to touch the tent at all when I get the green part. I don't need to Scotch Guard myself. So here we go. Hopefully it gets up there on top. Looks like it is. Well, lift this flap up. Make sure I get in here by the zipper. Do not saturate. Yeah, whatever. Seal the tent. Seal it. Want it sealed. Stuff's going a surprisingly long way. So we have all the top sprayed. And now I'm going to spray this bottom part here, the green part. And I'm going to be real, probably liberal, right down here on this bottom where the tub meets the bottom wall. And we're going to get all this sprayed up. Got a little bit much there. As you can see, we're running down. Well, that's okay. It can dry out. Well, there it is. We got sprayed. It took, for this size tent, it took 1 can and about 7/10 of another can. But I went pretty heavy-handed, and that's up to you. It says don't oversaturate. I ignored that. Like I ignore a lot of different things. It's going to have a couple of days to dry. There'll be a little dew on it tonight. But a test is coming up for it to see how well it did, because here in about 2 days, we're supposed to be getting rain for 2 days. I didn't, in 2 days, we're raining for 2 days. Yep, that's it. And we will see if it leaks. And if it does leak, then we're going to keep going. We're either going to seal all the leaks in this tent, or we're basically going to turn it into stucco and I'll have to move it around just like that because it won't bend. Whichever way works out. But anyway, hope all of y'all out there have a very happy Thanksgiving. It's coming up very soon, this the coming week. And I probably won't see y'all until after Thanksgiving. So until then, have a great rest of your week. Get outside and do something. Doesn't matter what. Talk to y'all later.